Hi, what's going on, guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, I want to go over some updates that never released actually in the live game for Wizard101. And some of these might sound familiar just depending on your perspective, but I'm surprised that they never actually released these things into the live realm. Some of them are good and some of them are completely just terrible, but we'll be going over those. But if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like on this video and be sure to subscribe. Like 90% of you guys that watch me on a daily basis aren't subscribed, so it's crazy to think that, but if you guys can do me a huge favor, subscribe, help a homie out. And yeah, let's get into today's content. So I think the main thing when it comes to this video, to me, when it comes to missing updates, obviously this is going to be opinion based, is that there originally was a combat schedule change. And I've actually tested this on Test Realm. It's been in a couple of videos in the past, but I never adjusted ever since the update happened. I just didn't see it come to live realm and I just thought about it, but ever since then I had the screenshot saved, but they removed it from the notes and I saved it ever since then. But originally what was supposed to happen was this, and I'll read it word for word and I'll show it on screen. The mobs of the spiral have decided to stop ganging up on players. They used to have a mob friend join a fight whenever a second player joined, but they've decided that that was unfair and agreed to stop doing that. Now they will only look for a third mob friend to join the fight after a third player joins. This change affects fights in public areas. We couldn't get most boss mobs to agree to it. We wanted to reduce the chance of the situation where a player joining combat somehow makes it worse for other players already there. It should always be an advantage for another player joining combat for all involved, as players become comfortable with players joining their matches in this way. This change should also help further encourage players to join matches to help. So it basically meant was originally whenever I would be in a fight, it would be two people. Like for example, Krakatopia. If you go to Krakatopia, there's always going to be two mobs against you. But whenever somebody joined the fight, it would be three. But this combat change made it so it stayed at two. And I can see why they didn't bring it to live realm. And the main issue was defeating collect quests or just quests in general. Because whenever you wanted to quest with somebody, you couldn't have that third mob that joined anymore. In Test Realm, that just made it so it forced people to run in threes instead of twos. And a lot of people didn't like that. I personally didn't like it at all, because it's something that a lot of people should just get used to. Or if they were going to add this, I feel like they should cap it out on certain worlds. But I'm glad that they didn't release it at all, because it really wasn't gonna, make us all happy, especially for questing. If you are trying to just quest to the game, it's gonna be a pain, especially with somebody else or just people in your chat if you're streaming, etc. But I'm glad that they didn't introduce this into the game. But this was one of the things I wanted to talk about that they just didn't release to the game. Another thing that they didn't release into the game was the treasure card vault. So this was talked about a while ago. I think it was supposed to come out at one point, but it just never did. There was actually like a full-on recipe for it and everything like that. I believe it was like in Test Realm at one point. I don't remember, but I looked into it and I was like, why isn't there a treasure card vault in this game? Like everyone needs one. But there was a recipe. There was a full-on recipe. You needed like a reinforced crate, I believe, some stone blocks, some sandstones, mistwood, and a little bit of other stuff. And it was actually a completely actual recipe. But for some reason, they just completely removed it from the game. It didn't make it a live realm, and I feel like it should have. I didn't see the issue with it. It feels like it's something that like a lot of people would use, and yeah, I just don't know why they got rid of it. So I looked into it and I was like wondering why the treasure card vault was never added. And I did see some tweets way back then saying we're digging further into the treasure card vault that I talked about in the last producer's letter. But Rabbit spoke on the forums. Not everything is going to Test Realm is going to make it into live servers right now, or in some rare instances. So it's kind of rare that we usually see and stuff like this usually happen, where stuff that happens in Test Realm just doesn't make it a live realm. So that's why I wanted to cover this whole video just like how I've been right now. So you'll only see these at rare times, and I feel like it's never talked about in the community. I feel like no one has really uploaded a video like concerning all the updates in one, and it's kind of interesting to think that. like we do have rare instances in test realm, such as like them always tweaking stuff, but usually whenever as a player, whatever happens in test realm, like 99% of the time it's gonna happen in live realm. The only thing that usually gets tweaked is mob fights or some bosses. Like I remember when bosses used to get their nerfs in test realm, and then they would have like some rare changes. Same thing when it came to spells. Whenever we saw spells get added into test realm, there are usually instances when they actually edit the spell, maybe change a little bit of damage numbers, stuff like that. But we noticed that in test realm. But we've never had stuff where it's just completely get introduced into test realm and just disappear completely. And I feel like for the treasure card vault, that is something that sounds amazing. Like if we're getting, like we already have vaults at the moment. We have like our gear vaults, we have our seed vaults. You know, the treasure card vault was supposed to be a thing. Who knows, we might even have a reagent vault. I like stuff like that. And I feel like what's the reasoning of just them not adding it? And from my perspective, and like seeing how treasure cards usually work, because I'm not into the whole trading scene as like some people are, regarding the TCs and stuff like that. But when it comes to the TC scene, a lot of people do treasure, like this whole like TC trading, etc. And I feel like the treasure card vault would actually help that, and be able to save some rare TCs that like I personally would use, like for crafting, for example. Like if I wanted to craft Deer Knight, I can just have all the TCs in my treasure card vault and I don't lose them, and that would be really cool. But the only issue is if you want to have like a quote-unquote vault character like I have for my 8th character, just he stores all my mega snacks, he stores all like my reagents, etc., you know. But for other people, some people have to make a full-on new account and just trade all their treasure cards onto that account, and I feel like that's kind of unfair for people. And if it should have been a built-in system right away, because that is kind of annoying. Like some people have full-on additional accounts just to store their treasure cards on, and if they added something like a treasure vault, it would have made the community hella happy. It's always good to work with the community, and it was a good idea. Obviously, if they want to like nerf it down a bit, nerf it down to how many treasure cards you can have in there, and make it like 500 if you have to, and then it forces people to craft more, and you know, put them in different parts of their houses, etc. Or limit it per character, or maybe just per account if they wanted to, something like that. But I don't know why they just completely got rid of this. It's a rare instance. But the combat sigil one, if we go back to it, that one made more sense, because just like no one wanted that for questing. Like I wouldn't want it for questing either. But it's kind of weird though that like they agreed with like the community on that one, but for the treasure card vault it just vanished. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But I wanted to make this video just for those two instances. There hasn't been as many instances where they do mess up or just completely just remove stuff like that, but I think those are the two main things I think mainly people are looking forward to, and that's about it. Spells and stuff like that just get damage numbers, so we don't really have to focus on those. But it's like these big changes that were announced in the notes that were just completely just removed. So yeah, but if you do enjoy stuff about it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Join the Discord down below. And FYI, I think I might start doing other types of content. I might go back to Call of Duty. I might start uploading some COD vids here and there. I might start venturing out and do some other vids instead of it just being Wizard101. I know a lot of my community is Wizard101 based, but just at the moment there's not much to do in Wiz. Like I haven't been really like doing much on Wiz. I haven't been questing anything like that on my characters. They're just sitting there. Same thing for Pirate. I haven't had the mood for questing. I do have all those videos with Spicy still to edit. I've just been busy with IRL stuff and just, you know, focusing on my own thing at the moment. But hopefully a lot of people don't mind me just switching up the content on the channel, because I was originally a COD content creator, and I feel like I should start doing that a little bit more since I have this whole PC, and I should use it to its full advantage instead of me playing Wiz, which requires like no like intense PC specs. Like you can run this like on a laptop, you can't run like Call of Duty or something like that, like crazy graphics on a laptop. So hopefully not many people mind that, but I still have a lot of videos that are like Wizard101 or Pirate 101 related on my desktop that I'm just slowly pushing out. So yeah, but that's that's gonna be it, like I said. And leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.